Hi, this is Multi the Big Dog. Welcome to this new overview of a TV show. This time I cover the first season of Daredevil. And I feel like this time around I will go deeper than usual because I want to explain why it's a season that most of the people praise. I will say 90% of the people that have watched it probably enjoyed. So, I usually review shows. I also play video games I like. We have a lot of things here, a lot of streams, a lot of videos. Uh, Join the Discord server in the description below, and I hope you guys will enjoy. I will try my best to make it entertaining. Before I go deep into the story, I will speak a bit about the main characters and the main villain. Now, you may notice during this video my clothes will change and maybe my beard will grow. You know why? Well, I will record parts by parts here and there. I am currently rewatching the season. So as I am recording this, I am not done yet rewatching. I did watch the show in 2015 when it came out, and I liked it a lot. I rewatched it again since then, and just to make this video here, I decided to rewatch again for a third time. And I also decided to rewatch because I feel like current Marvel is not as good. Disney Marvel is terrible, and it's very sad to say. So this is why I am doing this video. I want to speak about things I like. And I do like the Daredevil TV show, the first season. The second season, I remember having good memories from it. The third season is a blur. Um, I think the third season is the only season I only have seen once. Does this mean it was bad? No, I was just a bit sad the series was cancelled, and I'm kinda salty Disney will try to bring the show back. You know why? I know it won't be as good. Anyway, with that intro, after another intro, let's speak about the characters. Usually I like to start off with the main character, but here I will start off with Karen Page. A strong character that happens to be a female. You know why I say that? It's because it's not your typical strong female character the MCU like to push forward or any other things that don't truly like women. No, this is a strong character that happens to be female. She is flawed, she is human, I can relate. And I will be honest, the 18 years old inside of me, the first time I've watched at least, because now I am much older, was in love with this actress that was almost, say almost twice my age. And the character she actually portrays, I should say, because I don't really know other work she has been done. Deborah Wool. I really don't know what other work. I'm actually curious to look into it because she is a good actress. That actress was good. She was good looking. She was good actor. She was acting well. Now, why is she a strong character? She is able to surpass trauma pretty well, I think. She almost got killed, but yet she still enjoy her friends. She still try to go forward in life. Now, of course, the trauma affects her in First few episodes, she cannot really go back home. She stay very late at the office because she still has PTSD, I believe. It's not stated, but that's what I suspect as a former special care counselor. Well, I should say student. I did not finish my course, but I did study this for 2 years. Just a small summary, if I can call it this way, about traits for Karen Page character, her strength, her weakness. Let's start off with the worst. Her weakness. She's weak physically. Her brawn are brawn for a female individual, which is fine. Not every single female character need to kick butt. Not every single female character need to be a good fighter. And in current Marvel, they are all more clever, stronger than males. Males are basically trash in current Marvel, which is really sad. But that's beyond the point. In the Daredevil show, Karen Page is no fighter. She can't fight. She is about to get killed in her cell, and she is lucky to have survived that. Maybe a bit part of the plot armor, or maybe just because she got lucky, or both, or regardless, that's beyond the point. She never overpowered any men. She was about to get murdered, and she was screaming for help, which is normal. Now, let's speak about another flaw she has, but this one is more discreet. This one may pass under the radar of some people. In a dinner scene with Foggy, I believe it was on episode 5, I think. I'm not quite sure. Maybe it was 4. One of the two episodes I just mentioned. So, she speaks with Foggy about Matt. She looks like someone that is in love with Matt Murdock. And her flaw here is she doesn't trust herself. She doesn't think she is beautiful. She needs approval from Foggy. She asked Foggy, touch my face. I want to know if you could see if I am beautiful just by touching my face. That may sound weird because I don't know the dialogue by heart and I don't have any script. So this is just my mind trying to put what I know together and giving you a good delivery. So, lack of self-confidence. I think she has like some kind of trust issue, but against herself. Now, there is another flaw that may pass also under the radar. She looked like a naive person. What I mean by there is, at some point, she discovered the allied, like her employer, are basically dirty and they're moving money around they should not move. And she's asking things around. And she's naive to think they don't know. So she basically asked too many questions at the wrong people, thinking she was doing the right thing, and she put herself into a very dangerous situation. So yeah, she has flaws. She is a human being. She doubts herself. She's not perfect. She's not flawless on everything she does. Now, let's speak about her strengths. Is it her muscle? No. She is a charming person. She wants to get things done. And after being, in quote, betrayed, even if she wasn't truly betrayed, she was just naive, she wanted to solve everything, and she had some kind of trust issue after the drama she received because she was looking around and asking questions. So, by that, she wanted to solve by herself uh, the whole thing without telling Matt she has a drive with Intel. She went without telling Matt at her own apartment, putting himself in danger because she did not want anybody else to be placed in danger. So this is telling us, the viewer, she care about Matt. Even if she barely knows him, she care about him. And another strength, she may not have the physical strength, but if she has the means, she will protect her people. Now, I can't remember exactly on which episode, but at some point, the assistant of Wilson Fisk threatened Matt and Foggy, and he placed a gun in front of Karen Page, telling her the only way she can solve everything is by killing him. And guess what? She kills him. So this is telling us if she has the means, she will do whatever it takes to save her people, to protect her people. So maybe I will find out more strength as I watch the next few episodes, because as I said, I haven't finished my most recent watch. But I will also tell you this. She is a charming character. She looked good. She is also clever in her own way. She can put some pieces together, like the mystery around Wilson father deaths. She is driven by some kind of investigation side of herself, and she pays her debt. She was in debt toward Matt and Foggy, and she wanted to pay back that debt. She's also a funny character. Overall, I think she is a really strong character that happens to be female. And in recent years, in the last 10 years, I think that's one of my favorite female character on TV shows in general. Lois Lane as well. Okay, I must admit, Lois Lane and Stargirl are like amazing characters as well. There are a lot of good female character, or I should say, strong character that happens to be female. There are a lot to mention, and Karen Page is one of them. And this is sad because for current Disney Marvel, that kind of character is not a strong character. I don't understand what are the thought process behind their thinking. Their thinking is, let's say it, retarded. Now, let's speak about Murdock. So I may add up more pieces later on. I really don't know. We will see. Matt Murdock, a very interesting character. I like the character a lot. He is special. He value people lives more than is. If someone is in danger, even if he knows it's a trap, he will go save that person, or he will try, because this is who Matt Murdock is. Some people think he may be stupid, but he is not. Everything he does has a reason. arming himself, going at the Russian to save a little boy, despite expecting a trap, was to save a little boy. He didn't want another kid to be armed or to suffer. Because as a child himself, Matt Murdock suffered a lot. Now, he knows when people are lying. And he used his sense, he used the good questions to dig deeper and understand why they are lying. He is good at doing investigation. He put pieces together well, so he is a very clever character. Everything he does has a reason. When he went at the police precinct, he wanted to learn more about the police in general, if they are corrupt or not. When he asked certain question to, let's say, Karen Page, it was to understand why people wanted to frame Karen Page. When he accepted to defend someone clearly guilty of killing someone, not in self-defense, but just out of anger or something else, when he accepted to represent that person, he wanted, first of all, money, because he knows they need money to survive. And the second reason was a potential link between the murder suspect and Wilson Fisk. So he used that link. So it's very good. And when the assistant of Wilson Fisk approached him and Foggy for a job offer, his first thought was no. He knew there was something sketchy there. He knew it. And guess what? At some point, he changed his mind because he got more intel and he wanted to investigate the thing and just get closer to your enemy to make sure you can backstab your enemy better, if you can call it that way. Now, as of strength and flaws, there's a lot of blurry line with Matt Murdock. He is complex as a character. I think he doesn't trust people because he sees people as not trustworthy, because in his past all he knew was lies. So he doesn't open him to anybody, and the first person that truly made him open up was Claire. And of course Claire knew his secret because he almost died on her couch in the second episode. But even there, in the second episode, she saved his life and he didn't want to share any information. Now he had good reason. He didn't want to endanger her. That's why. But it's still a flaw at some point because he doesn't trust people. And in that kind of work, trust can get you killed, but trust can also get you safe. So it's some kind of double-edged sword. And we will also go further with double-edged sword. Matt is willing to do whatever it takes to bring justice, except killing, which is fine. It's like a moral line he doesn't want to cross, and this is great. And I will go a bit further. I think in his flaws, he does enjoy beating up people, and he does enjoy some focused violence. Now, hear me out. In the second episode on the rooftop, he does animate to the Russian guy in front of Claire. He enjoys beating up people. He admits it. I forgot how he worded everything, but that was the message. So this get brought up in episode 5, I believe. Claire is basically telling Matt she cannot be with someone like that. She cannot be with someone that enjoy beating up people. And yeah, so as I said, maybe more information will add up to the whole Matt thing. The thing is a very appealing character. Um, so yeah, I just like Daredevil first season. It was such a strong season. Like it so much. I wanted to add up something else to Matt Murdock. I discovered a weakness he has is anger. Sometimes he bursts out. That makes him human, and that makes him a character we can relate to. As a character is calm and collected most of the time, but in many examples in the show, he bursts out of rage, pushing a TV when Wilson Fisk flipped the table and changed the state of the chess game they are playing against each other, if we can call it that way. The other moment would be when he learned that Stick actually killed a kid. They fought in the apartment, destroying everything. Does this means Matt is always like that? No. But sometimes he has anger issues. So this is another weakness we can relate to. Now, I won't forget about Foggy, but I will not speak too much about Foggy because my understanding of Foggy is not perfect. I will be honest, I am not the best critique out there. I know it. He's not that complex, but I feel like I don't have any material to really craft a good analysis of Foggy as a character. So, because of that, right now we will skip to the story itself. If later on I get ideas for Foggy, I will record. We will see. Maybe I may skip Foggy parts because, as I said, I'm not the best critique out there, and I'd rather not. And I'll try to understand the character if I don't understand the character. I can, however, mention something. In season one, Foggy, based on what have seen so far, is the best friend we can have. He is a good friend. He likes his friend and he cares for them and he will do whatever it takes for him to actually help them out. He wants to help people. I think this is the general thing about Foggy. And he is also funny. He is a good comic relief character in a very dark and grounded show. This is all I will say for now, at least. We will see later on if more comes up to my mind. I will just add this one up. Foggy is the perfect friend. He worries about his friends and family, and he does his best to take care of them. This is a good strength. Yeah, that sounds good. Now, let's speak about Wilson Fisk, the main villain. Now, as I keep telling and saying, I haven't watched the full season again yet. So, maybe I missed some points. But here we are. Wilson Fisk is a very strong villain, very interesting villain. You can feel he is dangerous. He is a threat. And this is something that feel missing from a lot of different superhero shows. Moon Knight is a good example. Arrow was a really good actor, but as a villain, he wasn't that great. When I look back, he just wanted to change the world because he wasn't happy. He was just a puppet in a bigger picture. He just wanted Ahmed back and do stuff like that. But I place Wilson Fisk and Arrow, both of them side by side, and I can tell Arrow is actually a bad villain. It's not a good villain. And hear me out on that. I think on my review I did praise the villain, but that's before I rewatched Daredevil. Before I could tell, okay, this is all a good street level villain should be. And yeah, Arrow is hollowed. Wilson Fisk is deeper as a character. He truly believed, now we speak about Wilson Fisk for this part right now. He truly believes what he does is right. He wants to do the right thing, and for him, it doesn't matter if some people die in the process. He will create a better city because he wants a better city. And this is a strong motive. This may sound cliche. All other villains feel like that. Malcolm Merlin from Arrow. But this is very funny because I think Wilson Fisk as a character is much more entertaining and interesting than Malcolm Merlin in Arrow. However, when we speak about actor, I think Malcolm Merlin is a better actor. John Barrowman better than Vincent D'Onofrio, and I don't want to take away anything from Vincent. The guy playing Wilson Fisk is amazing. He is my Wilson Fisk, the one from Daredevil, and based on what I heard from Hulk Guy reviews, he is different in Hulk Guy. He is actually terrible as a villain in Hulk Guy, and I am happy I haven't watched Hulk Guy. I will be honest, I haven't watched it because I knew what it was and I wasn't interested. I've seen spoilery review because I knew I would never watch this thing. It's such a bad show. Disney Marvel just doesn't know how to make a good TV show, and this is sad. Now I go on a tangent complaining about Disney Marvel. Let's go back to Wilson Fisk. Wilson Fisk. Let's speak about his biggest flaw in my own opinion. He is out of control. He will kill someone on the spot if he wants. And this is a flaw because, hear me out. He almost created a war gang, a gang war or war gang, whatever we call it. Because he killed a Russian guy this way. He killed his own father this way. If Wilson Fisk was more in control, the Russian would still be around and they would help out in the kind of war against Daredevil. But now the Russians are dead because of him. Now, as of strength, why does it feel like he is such a threat. He has so much money, he controls everything. He controlled the police, he controlled people, he built people with money, and he is also a very clever individual, and he went at school for a long time and he studied a lot of things. He is a rich guy, and he is clever because he knew the girl had a gun on their second date, but yet he let her through, and he knew he would get her if he was just being honest. And Wilson Fisk is an honest criminal. This may sound weird, but this is the truth. He haven't told any lie to the girl, and this makes him very honest. He will try more. He will turn something ugly into something more beautiful, and this is charming. This is a very charming character. He will make something ugly look good with words, with actions, and as a fighter, oh my, this is a great strength for something like Daredevil, because your main villain must be able to fight with your main character, and we are served. Matt Murdock is a very skilled and fast fighter. He's not the strongest, but he knows how to deal with people and a lot of people, and he has a lot of endurance. Speaking about Wilson Fisk, he is a big tank, a lot of muscle, and he has money. Wilson Fisk won't hesitate to kill people himself if he feel the need to. And he is really strong. This will sound weird and gore if you haven't seen it, but he basically took off someone's head with a door from a car. What villain does that kind of stuff? It's shocking how violent that scene was. And some people will tell me, oh, it's free violence. Yes and no. They went really far, I will admit it. No, because this shows how Wilson Fisk is out of control. The person was already dead, but killing the person wasn't enough. He wanted to deliver a message, so he went overboard. Some crazy people are like that sometimes in real life. Some people are out of control, and when you are out of control, this is what you get. This is the sad truth. Wilson Fisk is an amazing villain. When I look back to the Daredevil series, I remember the first half of season 2 being really amazing. The back half I wasn't as hype. I didn't like it as much as the first half, but we will see on my next watch, because I will review Daredevil on the second season. And the third season, I barely remember it, so we will see. I just finished the last episode of season 1, and I can tell this was as good as what I remembered. Outside of a few plot convenience here and there, the writing of the show is amazing. The writing of the story is well done, well crafted, made by competent people that probably like the source of material. I say probably because I haven't read the comics, so I don't know, but I see a lot of religious thing within the show, and I think it's part of the comics, the religious aspect of the show, and I will be honest, even if I'm not religious, I can resonate with the message given within the show itself because it's well executed. It's about bad and good, wrong and right. Now, Wilson Fisk, a criminal mastermind, want to control the city. Actually, he controls the city, but he want to change it by destroying things and by controlling the police and the mayor and other people. He thinks he need to destroy everything and then build something new, something better. Matt Murdock, aka Daredevil, is a lawyer by day, a vigilante by night, and he's against Wilson Fisk. He does some kind of investigation to discover the entire conspiracy. He wants to stop Wilson Fisk. Wilson Fisk, of course, has a team of villain and criminals with money, just like him. Dam Gao, James Wesley, the closest friend to Wilson Fisk. We also get a guy, he is pretty old, he has glasses. I don't know his name. This sounds weird, right? We also got Nobu. So, yeah, we got a lot of player in that game. And we also got the Russian mob. And Daredevil is basically alone against all of them. The fight choreography is amazing. The story, as I mentioned, is well crafted. And Matt Murdock as a character have flaws. And his flaws will play against him. The same goes for Wilson Fisk. Wilson Fisk has flaws, and because of his flaws, his outburst of anger, he will slowly kill his own allies out of anger, and this will cost him a lot. He also has that very troubled. I think it's better. Not quite sure. I am off script, to be honest. So Wilson Fisk has that troubled past. He killed his own father. Ben Urich and Karen Page want to put Wilson Fisk behind bar, and they find this out. And what I like the most about Wilson Fisk is the fact that he is a man of action. He won't go and tell people do this if he wants something done. He will do it himself. Now, of course, he has James Wesley that actually helps him a lot to oversee things and to mandate people to do tasks. But when it comes to taking care of people in his organization, Fisk can actually do it himself. He killed the Russian mob to create some kind of war against the Russian and Daredevil. So yeah, a lot of things happen. The police is also corrupt in this show. And I will be honest, I'm not a fan of that kind of storyline. We've seen it a lot, but I feel like it works well because Fisk is that big guy. Now, as I said, or I'm not quite sure if I have said it yet, there is a lot of plot convenience. The right corrupt cop at the right place at the right moment. This is one of my biggest issue with the show and the story. But that doesn't take away all good and entertaining each episode are. And this is funny because they're 1 hour long and it's not action packed. It's story driven with action here and there. There's a lot of character moments and the character are well used and the story takes its time and it doesn't feel long. It's not boring. Yet it's it has its own pacing. Some people may find the show slow. I haven't because I think it was very good and entertaining and every scene mattered. Can you trim down some episode? I really don't think so. But that's my take on it. Ask someone else. Maybe they will say yes, they would trim things. But everything is different for everyone. Now, it's about Matt Murdock becoming Daredevil. Because for most of the show in season 1, he is called the Man in the Mask, and he only gets his name at the end of the last episode, and this is fine. This is some kind of origin story. And based on what we see, he started really young to fight crime, but he started wearing the mask not that long before the start of the show, few weeks, few days. So he's still very new to this. And there's a lot of things to say about Daredevil. Now, I think overall it deserves a 9 out of 10. And as I said, plot convenience, my biggest issue. And I've got another issue, plot armor. Matt Murdock benefits a lot from plot armor in many times around. And that's fine at some extent because it's the main character and it's bad if he gets killed off like really soon. But I think it can be executed better. Like, don't place him on a near dead state if his escape makes no sense or if his survival makes no sense. But that's my take. The action is great, the characters are fun, the show is well done. So, with these generic words, we will go over to Rotten Tomato very soon and we will read the audience score. And I will mention one last thing before we do that. Wilson Fisk is an amazing villain. I've never seen on TV before a villain that removed the head of someone with the door of a car. This was dark. This was gross, to be honest, but this is the kind of villain we are dealing with. So it's very graphic and it's justified in this show. It's the show is for adults here, and you can feel it with the team. Before we go deeper with other comment of other people, let's read mine. I always remembered Daredevil first season being a masterpiece. A lot of good things to find within the show. It's a very dark and mature show with an amazing cast and great character. A few issues to be found here and there that do drag down a bit the show, but the show itself remains amazing and it should be a blueprint for future vigilante shows that deal with darker themes. Now, I will quote Fisk. It's not your mask, it's not your skills, it's your ideology. And I think this is one of the team. what people represent within their action. What it's someone with the right ideology is more scary than someone skilled or someone that wears a mask. And this is a very interesting take. Um, Now, I will start off with my few issues about the show. Daredevil got a lot of plot armor. He should have died many times during the show. The second issue would be all the plot convenience here and there. The right corrupt cop at the right place at the right moment. Matt falling in the right dumpster to be found by someone that know a nurse. A criminal mastermind doing threats, but yet said criminal mastermind leave a loaded gun on a table only to get killed. Outside of these details, this show was amazing. And regarding the gun, I haven't spoke that much about it, but it's part of Karen's storyline. She basically kills Wesley to protect her friend, and you really deal with what she feels after that. She has PTSD. She regrets, but yet she thinks she did the right thing. She saved her friend after all. Now, let's keep going. The very dark tone fit well. The violence is justified by character traits. Now, Wilson Fisk is depicted as a angry man, out of control, and he is overwhelmed by his emotion. Outside of Foggy, most of the characters are well-rounded, filled of strength and weaknesses. Foggy is still a good character that brings some comic relief to make some episode less heavy to watch. The runtime of each episode is justified, but it can bother some viewer because everything is important. There's no filler. It's still very long, almost an hour each episode. Wilson Fisk is an amazing main villain that doesn't hesitate to kill people himself. He is also a broken man that truly believes he is doing the right thing. He wants to save the city. So let's keep going here. Parallels between Matt and Wilson are great. They both want to save the city by different means. Matt lied to his closest friend and family while Fisk is honest with everyone. Both characters use focused violence to solve their issues. One kill, the other doesn't. Karen Page is one of my favorite female characters in the last 10 years in comic live action adaptation. She's flawed, likable, and she's a human. She's just a strong character that happened to be female, and even as a man, I can relate to her. Flashbacks are also well used to explain present day events, and they are well done. The side villain like James Wesley, Dam Gale, Nobu, and Glass's old guy are all very interesting and well used. Claire is another strong character that happened to be female. Ben Urich was another great character. The story is well written, well executed, and full of good ideas. The show is grounded and well produced. All of the characters in the cast have good material. The first season deserves 9 out of 10. Highly recommend to everyone. So that's my comment. Let's go to other people comment. So, easily the best TV I've seen maybe ever. Oh my god. Great show, literally all I can say. Based on what I see, there is a lot of 10 out of 10. So let's read this one out. It's amazing. The performance are all either good or amazing. It has a lot of tension. It's really dark, and the final fight between Daredevil and Kingpin, it's one of the most satisfying to watch. Thanks to how well was it built up throughout the season. I love it. So let's read other people. Peak and the best Marvel series of all time as of now. Kudos to the whole company of this show. This and Punisher were awesome. Charlie Cox, good looks, great action sequence, and stellar performance throughout bring this amazing show together. I won't read Spanish, I don't know Spanish. Still the best season of Marvel TV show and one of the, if not the best comic book TV season made. Performance of all cast are great, especially Charlie Cox as Daredevil and Wilson Fisk as Kingpin. Supporting casts are great as well and do not get too annoying as sometimes can happen in shows like this. Action is superb and well choreographed. Some of the best writing in a superhero project. Nails the characterization of these comic book character and really feels like the character come to life from the page. The only negative is it is a bit long and could have been done in 8 to 10 episodes and not 13 and thus drag from time to time. Now, I will tell you this. I can understand some people criticism on how long some episode can be. As I said, I felt it perfect. Yes, you can trim down a few minutes of runtime, but I don't think you can cut 3 full episodes. I just don't see how they could solve everything within 10 episodes without it being rushed. I'm satisfied with 13 episodes. It's a good number. It's the right number. It's not rushed. And yes, sometimes it can feel long, but as I said, I think it's the perfect runtime for the material we got. Now let's read the last comment. With the help of its higher age rating and bloodier nature, it creates a genuine and more believable superhero with flaws like every human being. As the main focus is on street level and the complicated relationship of the crime bosses dominate the plot, the series depicts how a real-life vigilante would work. Moreover, the relationship of the main character feels authentic too, and the parallel of the hero and villain is intriguing and as they have similar motive but different method. So I'm not the only one that enjoyed this first season. If you haven't watched Daredevil first season, it was great. Watch it. We are league ahead of what Disney Marvel does right now. I don't see Disney Marvel doing a show as good as this as of today, as I am recording right now, because the people in charge of Disney Marvel, they are not qualified. They push things they should not on TV and entertainment. That's my take. That's my taste, I can say. Watch it. I hope you guys enjoyed. Like, comment, and subscribe. We will see each other in future video. Have a great day.